Good morning, everyone. Our campsite was actually pretty cool yesterday. We had a lot of people tenting with us, lots of northbounders, two other southbounders, which is really cool. So we might meet up with them later. One of them has a dog, which is really nice, but it still reminds us of the missing dog, Sadie, which we made a post about earlier. But yeah, I'm not too sure if she's still gonna be missing when this video gets put out, but she's really missed. So the efforts are still ongoing to find Sadie, who is missing in Tennessee. And now, about, less than 0.5 from the campsite, we have really cool power lines. And with that, we have another view. It's so awesome to start out the morning with something so pretty.
I don't know which way we're hiking, but I definitely want to get up to those rocks.
Lots of rocks there. And we have been blessed with a road now. Just a gravelly road, so nice on the feet, nice on everything. We might be able to put in some miles today. PH is filled with really cool stuff because look at this, literally feet away from the power lines. You have a campfire ring and just an epic view all around.
This would have been cool to tent at.
Yeah, I think we probably should have tented here, but we had no idea that it existed. Wow, so much land here. PA has potential for sure. Views on views on views today. Here's another one. So cool.
Amazing. You got these little purple, reddish flowers all lining the trail still. So cool. Bunch down there in the rocks. Just walk this ridge.
This is where we came from too. Rocks haven't been that bad today. We were talking to some of the northbounders before we left the tent site, and they said just patches of rock, not complete rock the entire way, just patches of them, which is kind of what we've experienced so far. So that is really good news. This is the French bleeding heart. So you can tell there's a nice heart right there. The rest of them look kind of tired. But they are everywhere around here, native to the Appalachian Mountains, which is pretty cool because we did see a sign at the trailhead saying that they're combating invasive species, ongoing efforts here. So it looks like native plants are doing really well on this particular mountainside. So cool.
We are still hiking along exposed ledges. This one is off to our left. We've had a lot of right side views for a while. So really cool to see all the different mountain ranges out there. And you can see up ahead in the distance, right above Anna there, some big rock scrambles going up that we're about to do. But the big story is the way down, coming up within a mile. Just read a lot of comments. Got a tricky, awesome descent that's comparable to the saddlebacks and bigelows that we had back in the States with the huge mountains. So there's some vertical sections with holds where they say put your poles away. I am so looking forward to that. Came from Florida, we didn't have any kind of elevation, so this is just really, really cool to finally get to some climbing again. I love climbing. We haven't rock climbed in so long. We gotta get back to the rock gym.
Blue Mountain all the way in the distance. You can see the ridge that we've been hiking. We're now back on these tricky rocks. Such a cool climb. We just keep saying this would be such a cool, maybe over one night or so to come back. Definitely a section that's attainable to us. So cool to discover these local treasures. This is definitely epic status. You can see it all. Both sides of the ridge now.
Reminds me of the bigelows.
I don't know how high in elevation we are, but it feels pretty high.
Look at our path. This is our path. This is so cool.
And it's such a beautiful day that we have this. No wet rocks, just nice, sunny. We're able to take off our extra layers. It feels good. So we have heard that it is pretty steep going from this point forward. Could be a little dangerous for some dogs, but we're excited for this section. So we are Taking whites.
No
White
winter
blazes. Onwards. What's super cool about hiking during the spring is that everything is blooming. You can see those white dots in all the trees. It's all buds. We're gonna have really nice flowers here soon, but you're also going to not have a view anymore. So
We're looking out.
yeah, we're looking out.
Oh, looking out.
But it is really nice to see all the buds, even though we're still getting 30-degree
See the
weathers.
mountain over there that we're gonna be going up in just a second. Down and then back up.
Oh yeah, but first we're going to hit a nature center. This is the Lehigh River and it is quite the view. We've actually kayaked here before. Pretty cool, not exactly in this section of the river, but downstream somewhere. This right here is completely open, so even when all the flowers are here, you can still see this. Pretty nice.
Loose rocks everywhere.
But we are still trekking, heading down to the nature center. I looked up their website as we were taking a quick snack break, and pretty exciting stuff. Makes me want to visit this visitor center, you know, when we finish up this trek. We're gonna see it today, but I mean, take part of the visitor center. For example, they have a book club where they concentrate on books of ecology and environmentalism, and I mean, doesn't that just sound exciting to you guys too? I actually found their book club list, so I'm gonna be listening to them in Audible. I can't take part, but I'll read the books that they're going to be talking about. This is definitely those big rocks that we were promised by everyone else coming our way. Big rocks everywhere. Definitely quite the workout to get to this nature center.
We've been going down all these big loose rocks and all of a sudden it turns and goes back up. We gotta get all the way down to that water. What's it doing to us here? That's okay, this is the fun stuff. I love climbing these rocks. I think we haven't hit the hard section yet. I've heard there's some vertical stuff that we gotta go down. So we'll see. We just got to this epic spot here. Look at that runway out there. That's what the plane would look like coming into the runway. But I mean, look at what we're on. It's just on a knife's edge looking style here. Drops both ways. The mountain we're heading towards. River that way. It's just amazing. Still just hiking down big boulders right now. Might get a little steeper down here in a second.
We have massive rock slab that Mike is gonna climb. So am I. Woo!
Oh, it is.
The top of the world there. Wow, look at that. What a view. PA. Killing. So sick. Woo! So awesome. Such a nice climb unexpectedly.
And now the descent begins.
The birds are having fun out here as we have a descent. Let's see it. Woo! Pretty steep down a rock face with just trees underneath him.
Come along, you guys.
Oof. Okay. We are officially down now, and that is the scramble that we did. Pretty cool that there's a fence there for that highway nearby. Don't want any loose rocks falling on people. But funny enough, we actually ended up taking a wrong turn and got to a parking lot over there instead of landing somewhere over there.
Extra distance. Extra credit.
This sign is a cool sign, bigger than the other one that we saw earlier, but it's the exact same information. And this is the bridge that we're going to be crossing, the Lehigh River. The nature center, I think is that one over there. Hopefully they're still open. Out on the highway, and it looks like a water main line broke. It's kind of confusing here. We don't see too many white blazes, but we know we are crossing a bridge. So we're heading towards the bridge. Pretty cool to see all the mountains surrounding us. And that right there was a mountain we climbed. Big boy, let me tell you. On the bridge, more views. Wow, really cool islands in the middle of the river. The river is nice and clear. So clear that you can see a stop sign in the middle of it.
Oh, that's a huge fish right there.
Big fish.
Huge
Big
fish.
river.
I can see at the bottom under there. Middle of the screen. Big fish, look at that.
That is a big fish. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our first snake in the egg. You see it's really camouflaged. And we just came back from the nature center and it was really cool. There was a volunteer in there that showed us around. They have a lot of really cool history about this section of the Lehigh Gap. And yeah, we also saw some pretty other cool stuff.
Yeah, I mean, they brought us downstairs. They got to show us the snakes. They had a couple milk snakes or
Corn snakes.
Corn snakes, that's what they were. It was cool. One was tucked away and under his little hiding spot, but another one was all extended, walking around, looking at us. Pretty cool to see. They also brought us out and showed us the beehives they just currently put in on their deck. So we walked out and she opens up, they're just swarming around us. She's like, don't worry, they're not gonna sting you, just don't swat at them. Standing there, bees all around us, kind of landing on shoulders of everyone. It was crazy, I've never experienced that.
Yeah, so really informative. They have a lot of different activities available for kids, for adults, a lot of nature walks. They have a website that we'll post right here. And yeah, if you guys are around the area, definitely check them out. They're doing really cool stuff here. We have been steadily climbing now. This way is definitely less steeper than with the cliff edge rocks, but we still have a lot of rocks. This is our path. Our tent site is going to be seen in a few miles now. We learned a lot of things from the nature center, and what we're looking at is actually the restoration of this whole area by the nature center starting from 2002. They had a lot of seeds come with by trucks and by crop dusters, little planes, trying to re-energize and introduce the native species again, because this area was barren from a New Jersey zinc company that operated here back in the day across the river. All the toxic chemicals. This was actually deemed a toxic site, and so the EPA took it over, and these private organizations later on were able to restore it, and now we see beautiful native grass planted everywhere. The restoration efforts are still ongoing. They are wanting to introduce native plants now along with the grasses, and they're testing out prescribed burns here in the area to keep it from becoming a young forest, because what they really want here is grasslands. Now look at this. These are the results. Grasslands. Such a pretty area. Ooh, with a campfire ring. Such a sight. There's honestly so many stealthing spots with campfire rings everywhere, not mentioned on Far Out.
Seats with backrests.
This has become a staple here in this ridge.
Once again, an amazing little ridge walk. Being able to see out as we're just wandering along here, nice, flat, not dealing with too many rocks. Hard to look out when your feet have to be perfectly placed in between things. Not so bad here.
we are passing by another one of these huge radio towers. It's crazy how many of these are in the ridges here. We're approaching a tent site, surprisingly enough, that's called On Fire. Tent site with a view. Really surprising because we've never seen that any other time. And we got a nice campfire place with stone seats again.
A little bit of a view.
And looks like we might be able to bushwhack ourselves to a view. And we are putting up their bear bags. There is honestly a lot of comments of bears in this area and a lot of the tent sites nearby. So up it goes, all of our scented items.
Oh, this is some heavy food.
Into the tree. And with that, good night everyone.
Night.